and welcome to the Beyond Enough Summer Summit. We are so excited to have you here. And whether you're watching on replay during the 3 days of the summit or you're catching this on our Summer Summit playlist, we are so glad to have you here. Today, I bring you our first keynote by the incredible Kirsty Kayn over at the House of Alpha. Kirsty's been in my remit for many years and has showcased not just how bringing your personal story and journey into the online space can help you build a brand and skyrocket your business. She truly tunes you in to the frequency of wealth, the importance of money mindset and identity, and shows you exactly how to move forward no matter where you've come from, no matter your circumstances, and how to really create a legacy for yourself and your business. You can find her over at the House of Alpha on Instagram, and I will make sure that all of her details are linked beneath this recording. I'm going to let you dive deep into this session, and please do come and connect with us and let us know your key takeaways, the moments that have really inspired you and encouraged you. And as you go through the session and enjoy the visualizations, I really hope it activates an energy within you that you can carry forward for the rest of your business journey.
Okay, ladies, I am super excited for this today. I have a very in-depth session to take you through all about the identity of money. But first of all, before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Amy for putting this together because I know, as her coach, I know the work that has gone into this behind the scenes, the juggle that she has had, the things that she has had crop up that she's had to deal with personally, and all of the roadblocks that have been in her way. And she has absolutely smashed this. So I just want to say I'm very, very proud of you. I'm not going to say too much about you because I'll cry, and we don't want to have that today. Okay, we don't want to have that because I'm going to be talking to you about why strategy alone is not what's going to make you rich. Okay. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction to me because I know that our audiences are different. As much as we have a lot in common, we do have different audiences. So I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction to me for people who don't know me. I am Kirsty Kayn. I am a wealth, identity, and legacy strategist, a title that means a hell of a lot to me, and a name that means a hell of a lot to me. There's actually a very powerful story behind that name that you may hear from me one day. I don't just teach strategy when it comes. I'm going to mute for Kirsty. All right, okay, perfect. I was just about to say, are you going to mute me? Please don't mute me. It's my session. Okay. I don't just teach on strategy. My favorite part of teaching is on identity, on energetics, and on mindset. That is what I really feel fuels your business. Because the thing is, these four pillars, they all determine not just how you make money, but who you become in the process. And that's what we're really going to dive deep into today. Now, if you're watching this live, please feel free to pop some things in the chat box. I love these sessions being interactive. We do have some visualizations that I'm going to be doing with you live here today, which is very, very exciting. Now, a tarot card reader once told me, she pulled a card for me and she says, "Oh, I'm so, so sorry. I actually don't want to read you this card. I cannot believe I have pulled this card for you." And that card that she pulled was followed by the words, "I'm so sorry. This card tells me that you're obsessed with money." And she apologized as if she was delivering bad news, but in that moment, I saw that as confirmation. Confirmation that I was destined to do this work in a way that I have never experienced anybody doing this kind of work before. A little bit more about me personally. I'm a mum to two, a blended family mum to another two bonus children. I am the best girlfriend, probably the worst ex-wife, but we won't go there. I'm a Libra sun. I crave harmony and balance. But this Scorpio moon of mine has a lot to answer for. That's the shadow part of me, the part that really comes out to play when we do this deep identity work. That's the side that goes where others won't and where others are too scared to step foot into. That's the part of me that mirrors back your potential. And even if you can't see it yet, the Scorpio moon, honestly, the amount of things that have cropped up for me, and I'm like, yep, she's making that decision today. This is not the harmonious, let's have everything settle Libra sun. It's that Scorpio moon. But I'm also a Leo rising. I am born to be here, I'm born to lead. And that means here today with this incredible summit that Amy has put together. That means in my business, that means with my family, that means in places and spaces and stages and screens around the world. That's where my Leo rising comes out to play, leading a wave of wealth with the women, the visionary women in the world. Now, I have a very big mission. My mission is to help 100 purpose-led women cross the six-figure mark in their businesses. Because what this does is puts £10 million in circulation with purpose-led, heart-led women that are destined to change the world. And for someone who was once stuck in a very toxic marriage, who was not able to escape because of a lack of finances, I've got so much personal story tied up in this mission. But it's not just about the cash. It's not just about stacking the money in your bank account. I'm also here to equip every single woman that I touch through my work with the skill set to make money on demand. That toolkit that allows her to create cash whenever she wants, to give her full financial autonomy, confidence, and freedom. This is so this woman never has to settle, she never has to shrink, and she can live a life of true freedom and financial independence. Now, I want to talk to you about strategy quickly. We're not going to go deep into strategy today because I am of the belief that strategy alone will not make you rich. Because if it did, every single woman watching this today, whether you're here in the room with me live, whether you're watching this back on demand, whether this is something in the future, you know, it's 27th of August, 2025, right here, right now, you could be watching this at any moment in time. But I'm here to tell you that every single woman would be a millionaire if strategy was the sole solution. But we're not all millionaires. Not yet, anyway. Now, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're underqualified. It's not because you're unskilled. And it's definitely not because you're unworthy. Because financial abundance is available to each and every one of us. The reason so many women don't have it yet is because they look at it with a strategy lens. I'm here to tell you that money is actually an identity game, and it gets to be super fun. Now, today is not about adding something else to your to-do list. I don't want you to come away from my talk today and feel like you have a million different things that you have to do. You have to become someone else. You have to embody this. You have to have this 27-step morning routine. This is not about that. Today's about igniting a feeling in you. I am a huge, huge believer that I am here to activate something within every single visionary woman that I touch through my business. Today is about becoming the woman that money can no longer ignore. I'm not here to teach you tactics. I'm here to teach you a transformation. And I want you to let that land today. There is no system, there's no process, there's no spreadsheet that will make you rich if your identity has gaps and leaks. This is an identity game. By the end of the session today, you will see money differently. You will see yourself differently as well. And that is a promise from me to you. And you're going to leave knowing exactly what it means to be a woman that responds, that money responds to, and that responds to the energy and the frequency that she is creating. Irresistible, inevitable, and naturally. Now, I'm going to go over three main things with you today. And the first one is about who you are currently being, how you're showing up in the world. Because the thing is, money doesn't respond to effort. Money responds to identity. You're going to hear me use that word identity over and over and over again today. I want you to get the message. This is not about you doing more. As women of the world in a modern day society, we do enough. We do more than enough. From societal conditioning, from generational trauma, from our belief system that we have inherited from generations upon generations, because the women before us, the parents before us, the primary caregivers, the people in our lineage before us, they did not do the work. But we're here to be the change makers and the cycle breakers. Who you are being in every single moment, who you're being right now, sends a signal to the universe if you're ready to hold more. This is the same signal as who you're being in 5 minutes' time, who you're being after this keynote speaking session today, who you're being by 8 o'clock tonight and tomorrow and next week and in 5 years' time. All of this is sending a signal to the universe, questioning if you are ready for more. Now, there's two main identities when it comes to money and wealth. You first of all have your scarcity identity. Your scarcity identity is all about chasing clients. You're always on the hunt. You're always pursuing. You're always proving and you're always begging for someone to say yes. You're slashing your prices. You're discounting your offers just to get a sale. And you're breaking your own boundaries. You're hustling endlessly. You can't stop because you have the belief of, well, if I stop, what if the money stops as well? And this is a question that goes round and round in your head. I have to do more. I have to do more. It's constant. In a scarcity identity, you're also leaking energy, left, right, and center. And you're leaking this because of the frequency of desperation. And the thing is here, your clients feel that. They feel that desperate energy. The people in your inbox that you're speaking to about your latest offer, they've noticed that you've messaged them back at 10:27 p.m. when your usual boundary is you wrap up work in your business at 4 p.m. They can see that you're leaking energetically. It's giving, please hire me energy, and I can probably talk for the entire room and each and every viewer that's consuming this right now on demand in the future. That's not the energy that you want when it comes to your business. That actually repels potential clients. At this scarcity identity level, you become the hustler. You become the chaser. You become the one who is always on. And let me tell you, I've spent a long time in my business in that frequency. But that's not a frequency that you build wealth from. You build exhaustion. When I was in this phase in my business, we're looking at the first about 2.5 years of my business. I launched my business, I laugh about it now, but I launched my business January 1st, 2018 in the first iteration of what my business was when it came to the world of coaching. And for about 2.5 years, I was in survival mode because, thank you so much, Sarah Jane. For about 2.5 years, I was in survival mode because 6 months after I launched my business and I went all in and I sacrificed the income that I had before, I filed for divorce. My whole life fell apart. I moved house to a house, just me and my two little girls. I was the sole income earner and now 100% financially responsible for raising my two beautiful daughters. And yes, 100% financially responsible. That's another topic for another day. That's when I realized walking around this beautiful home that I still live in now, it's on me. It's on me. Now, that feeling, that responsibility, that weight on your shoulders, that can cause havoc with your mental health. That's when I discovered, you know what, guess what, ladies? Rock Bottom has a basement and we're going to be chilling there for a hot second. We're not going to be able to walk into TK Maxx to buy some new pots for our beautiful new kitchen without a member of staff having to pick you up on the floor because you've had a mental breakdown. True story. This is the same frequency of staying up until 3 a.m. because you're hustling and you're grinding and just one more rep, one more sales page, one more DM, one more conversation. And then your kids wake you up at 5:30 because they're also very emotionally unregulated during this time. It's on you. Remember, it's on you. Now, I know I was saying you don't build wealth from that place. What you do build is survival skills. I got myself out of that position purely because my back was against the wall. I had nowhere to turn. I had zero childcare. My children did not go to their other parents for 9 months. He was not interested. My mum was on holiday in Italy while I was having a nervous breakdown. And it was on me. It was on me to provide. It was on me to build. It was on me to heal. It was on me to guide. Not just myself, not just my children, but this business as well. And I did make money. But in survival, when you're in that scarcity identity, you have money coming in, then guess what? Your car breaks down, that money goes straight back out. You have more money come in, and then something else happens, and that money goes straight back out. You can't hold, you don't have the capacity for more. So when I talk about the scarcity identity and survival mode and being that hustler, believe me when I say I've made my mark there. That's where I planted my foundation. I had a very unhealthy obsession with my business for the first couple of years, 2.5 years or so. And it was the thing that kept me going. It was my escapism. I was building this business, whether I gave myself time, space, freedom, it doesn't matter what it took. This business was being built. It didn't matter what I had to sacrifice. This business was being built. But that's not the way that you build wealth. Like I said earlier, that's the way that you build exhaustion. That's the way you absolutely wreck your nervous system. That's what causes anxiety and multiple other things that you will later begin to heal from. Opposite to the scarcity identity, we have the wealth identity. If only I knew about this in 2018, those first couple of years would have been a hell of a lot easier because the wealth identity is where you shift and you stop proving and you start embodying. This is where you actually believe that you're enough. This is where you don't chase, where clients chase you. You don't discount, your clients pay a premium. You don't hustle because your energy does the work and you don't beg, you just invite people into an offer. You have that mindset of it's great if they do, it's also great if they don't. If they don't like my work, if they don't resonate, if they don't buy my offer, if they don't say yes, that is perfect for me. I'm not the right person for them. Let me keep that space open for an aligned client. Now, invitations from a wealthy woman, they are irresistible. They are laced in this powerful, wealthy, certain identity. The authority of this energy isn't about how you speak, it's how you hold yourself. Because magnetism isn't a tactic, it's not something that you learn. Magnetism is who you're being. It's actually something that reveals itself when you unlearn everything that has been dulling that magnetism muscle. Now, I'm going to dive into the chat because we're going to go into a little activation in a little second. Kirsty has such a powerful story. I know we're feeling well, and to be where you are now is so inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. When it comes to this wealth identity, this is very, very much where I am in business now. Yes, it took a couple of years to really take up space and to find my comfort zone here. But when I arrived, my soul had never felt so content. I was once told, before we jump into this visualization, I was once told by a therapist that I hired during that very tricky 2018. I later fired her, but again, that's another story. I was once told by her, when you arrive where you're meant to be, where the universe has divinely placed you, you will have this full body exhale. And it'll be that exhale of, I've arrived. This is it. This is life. This is frequency. This is home for me now. I'm ready to take up space. For me, that was walking around a field with my dog that I lost a few years ago, walking around that field, and I giggled out loud to myself when I was listening to some music, and I heard myself have this full body exhale. I felt it energetically, physically in my body. And I looked around and I thought, this is it. I am finally right where I belong. And every single thing that you see me do, from talking on my story to showing up, hosting keynote speaking engagements, to delivering incredible transformative coaching containers, talking about money mindset, and every grid post, every TikTok, every single conversation in the DMs has all been brought about from that realization in that field that day. That realization for me was, you can do anything now. The slate has been wiped clean. Now it's time to build. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to lead you into a beautiful activation of mine. We're going to pop on. I'm going to pop on this song. I invite you guys just to close your eyes if you're somewhere that you're able to close your eyes. And just fall into a natural rhythm with your breathing. Now I'm going to talk over the top of this music. Amy, if you let me know if you cannot hear me, and I will turn it down, but I do want you to also tune into the frequency of the audio that you're hearing. The two tracks that I'm playing for you today are actually frequency coded to how I want you to feel with this activation. Okay. Close your eyes. I invite you to imagine that you are on a yacht. Let's say it's a £10 million yacht. You're standing indoors in this yacht. It's moving, it's sailing, you can feel it through the vibration. You've finally made it. You have created these phenomenal results in your business. You have achieved incredible things and transformed so many lives with the work that you are here to do. I invite you to walk over and slide open that glass door. Take your steps. 1, 2, place your hand on that handle. Slide open that door. Take a step outside. Now, as you stand on the outer deck of this yacht, you realise it feels the frequency. The sun is gently blowing my hair. I can feel the sun, or the wind is gently blowing my hair. I can feel the sun on my shoulders. I can feel this yacht crash over the waves. You're coasting around south of France. You're coasting around the south of France. You're feeling that wind in your hair, that sun on your skin. And you walk to the front of the yacht. You take a look back at every single thing that you have created. You can see the shoreline in the distance. Visions flashed across your sight, stages, books, podcasts, lives changed, moments made, transformation for all of your clients. Because you have done this, even when at times the world felt against you, at times when you stepped into your scarcity identity, at times where things felt heavy, at times where life felt rough. But you did this. You created all of this because you are a phenomenal, powerful, visionary woman. You're a woman that's here on a mission. You're a woman who's here to impact souls around the world with the work that you do. You're here to embody your wealth identity and to live life on a frequency that most people will probably not even discover in their lifetime. You are here because you are chosen for this work. Look at everything you have created. Soak all of that in. This yacht, south coast of France, this moment, the outfit you're wearing, the cold glass of the cocktail in your hand, the sunglasses on your forehead, the results, the impact, everything is because you decided to press play. You decided this was your time and nothing would stand in your way. I invite you just to lean into that vision, anchor in that shift, and in your own time, come back into the room. I hope the sound was okay on that, Amy. You did say it was a little bit loud, so hopefully that straightened up at the end. Perfect, perfect. Now I want you to anchor in that feeling, ladies. I want you to really understand that all of this is available to you. This isn't just a visualization and activation that I'm doing with you today. It's a frequency that I want you to embody. That song is called Trampoline. Go have a listen to it on Spotify if you want to feel that frequency again. But that unstoppable energy is where I want you to hold your power. When things feel hard, when you feel like you've not got the people in your DMs that you want in your DMs, you've not got the abundance of leads coming your way, you're launching something. Thank you, Sarah Jane. You're launching something and people are buying it in 5 seconds, and you're seeing someone else saying they've made 6 figures in 6 days. And you're like, great, I couldn't even sell a £35 masterclass. I don't care how much you doubt yourself. I care that you move out of that frequency. I care that you pay attention to when your frequency dips and actually do something about it rather than sit in that scarcity identity. Because, girl, let me tell you, you are worth so much more. And we're going to tap into that next because we're going to tap into what you actually hold. Because the thing is, money isn't just a test of whether you can make it or not. It's a test of whether you can hold it. Holding money is a skill a lot of people will not master. Holding money is led by your nervous system, your boundaries, your standards. These are filters in which money will move through to decide whether it stays in your life or whether it leaves and leaks out of one of those energetic holes that we noticed earlier. I want you to tell me, do you settle Even just think about this. Do you settle for less than your worth? I see it all the time with clients. Do you let insecurity sabotage your big wins? You know you're destined to do something, you get a little bit scared. Do you feel guilty for wanting more? These money stories and these questions, these are limitations that all stem from childhood, from your unique childhood experience. This is why money work is so deep, why it's identity coded. Every single one of us is completely different. Every single one of us had a different experience of that yacht activation. Every single one of us had a different childhood. So why would some cookie cutter strategy work the same for every single one of us? Why would that coach that's selling 6 figures in 6 days and get my strategy for $6, whatever it is that she's selling you, why would that work on you when you're a completely different human than her? Strategy is individual and it has to be passed through the lens of your wealth identity. Now, these money stories that start in your childhood, things that you believe to be true around money, beliefs that you have, things that you've overheard. These all stem from conversations up until you're about 7 years old, life experiences up until you're about 7 years old, what you overheard from your primary caregivers, your parents, what you saw surrounding money up until that age, and what you decided to solidify in your subconscious mind. Labels, beliefs, survival rules, limitations, glass ceilings. And right now, these limitations are cock blocking your wealth, if I'm completely honest with you. They are completely cock blocking your receiving. They're stopping you from building momentum and they're subconsciously ruling the show. But that doesn't always have to be the case. There is work that you can do to release and let go of these things that you decided to be true when you were 7 years old. If you have children over the age of 7, I want to just remind you that their money story is already solidified and it's based upon what they saw with you, with their primary caregivers, their other parent, if that other parent was around. You hold the power here to change that for not just yourself, but every single person that comes after you. And we're going to go into a second visualization here, very powerful one, and one that will take a few minutes to move through. Let me just check the chat box before we go in. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume of this up just a little bit. But Amy, you can let me know if at any point it gets too loud. Ladies, I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to take a long inhale, hold that breath, and fully exhale. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw soften, and let your body feel the space it occupies. Feel the energy you bring with you here, right now. With each breath, I invite you to imagine yourself stepping out of an old story, leaving behind the weight that you've carried, the survival patterns that no longer serve you. With every exhale, make space for your sovereignty. I invite you to picture a vast hall bathed in golden light, shining through those big church windows. The air is warm, shimmering, almost vibrating with potential. The floor beneath your feet feels solid, grounding, yet radiant with energy. Every corner of the room glows faintly, as if it's holding the promise of what's possible for you. Notice the scent of incense, the faint echo of your footsteps, the shimmer of light across the walls. You can feel the subtle hum of power in the air. That's yours to claim. Scattered across the floor are the broken contracts, the old labels, the survival rules, and limiting beliefs that you've been carrying. See the words, feel their weight. Maybe they say I can't charge more. I need to prove myself. Other people have been doing this longer than me. I'm quite new. I don't deserve abundance. As you approach each one, I invite you to bend down and feel that paper in your hands. Hold it up and acknowledge the words. You served a purpose, but you no longer rule me. I invite you to say these words to that label. You served a purpose, but you no longer rule me. Slowly turn around and throw that piece of paper, that label, into the glowing fire pit at the center of this vast hall. Hear it crackle, feel the heat, smell the smoke. Watch it transform into ash and dissipate into the light. It no longer exists. Notice how your chest opens slightly more with each release. Each one is a layer of weight lifted. Each one clears space for what is truly yours. On the floor, I want you to notice that space has been created. Those labels no longer exist. You look up and you see a throne at the center of the hall. It's carved from gold. It's polished, majestic. It glows softly, waiting for your arrival. Step forward. Hear the echo of your own footsteps. They feel confident, intentional, grounded. Notice how your body shifts. Stand tall. Ground through your feet and lift your chin. Let your spine lengthen. Feel the authority you naturally carry waiting to be reclaimed. Sit on that throne. Feel it cradle you. Feel the stability beneath you. Let your weight settle and your energy fill up the room. Above you, a crown of pure light descends. It's heavy with recognition, not of achievement, but of sovereignty, your power, your capacity. And as it touches your head, it integrates into your body, your mind, and your spirit. You are seen. You are safe. And you are capable. Whisper to yourself, I reclaim my throne. My standards are my wealth. I choose to rise. I reclaim my throne. My standards are my wealth. I choose to rise. Breathe into your belly and expand your rib cage. Let your shoulders open. Notice how your hands feel rested on the arms of that throne or in your lap as your body takes up space, grounded and, dare I say it, ready. Let your body fully embody the feeling of having your full power, fully claimed and fully anchored. Imagine moving through your day-to-day life with this throne frequency, holding your worth, calling in opportunities, saying no when needed and yes when it aligns, without fear, without people-pleasing, and without proving. When you're ready, I invite you to slowly notice the floor beneath your feet physically right now. Feel your body in the room that you're physically sitting in just now. And invite your throne frequency into your body. It doesn't fade. It integrates anchored into your nervous system. Inhale power. Exhale limitation. Breathe in sovereignty. Breathe out proving, scarcity and fear. Know that this throne is always with you, always accessible, and always yours. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, take a few breaths, wiggle your fingers and toes, and flutter those gorgeous lashes. Just come back into the room with me here today. Let that energy settle in your body because that is your living truth. How good is that, Amy, right? This powerful one is a powerful one that was channeled through me at the weekend while I was sitting in my bath, my throne, imagining nothing apart from asking the universe to connect me to the frequency of what's possible for me. Now, what you saw in that visualization, thank you, what you saw in those labels, how you felt when you threw them into that fire pit, the feeling as you sat on your throne, feeling of your hands touching that majestic gold arm of the throne, feeling the cushion beneath you. That feeling is unique to you. Everything that you saw in that visualization is possible for you because you wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't possible. But so many women ignore the signs, the signals, the visions, and try to be logical. They try to apply the strategy. Over whatever reason, they're too scared to go all in on their identity. Now, I want to tell you right now that leaders don't wait for permission. You never needed me to guide you through that activation today, either of them. Leaders also don't wait for proof. You don't need to have seen it in your reality to know that you can create it again. You have to create from a feeling. Leaders move first, and they move with certainty. Strategy will grow your business, but it's the identity that's going to make you rich. Money doesn't follow hustle. It doesn't follow effort. It flows with power. It follows certainty, and it follows leaders. And you were born to lead. People are not buying your offer, they're buying the way that you lead yourself. It doesn't matter what the sales page looks like. They don't buy because of a sales page. They don't buy because of a story sequence. They buy because of your presence, how you hold yourself. Your energy is what makes it feel safe for them, confirm it's safe for them to take the leap. This is your line in the sand right here. Because scarcity identity, as we spoke about earlier on, it hustles, it chases, and eventually it leaks. It leads to burnout and overwhelm, and that's not a dance that we're willing to do. We dance along that line often enough as a visionary woman. Wealth identity holds, it attracts, it commands, and it moves with expectation and certainty. This is the identity that I invite you to move with from now on. So here's the thing, ladies, as I come to a close from our session today, money is not waiting for your next offer or your next sales script. It's waiting for you to step into the identity of the version of you who already has it. Once you become her, wealth has no option but to follow. Today, you have met your identity of money. You felt that frequency, you felt that shift, and you've begun the work of becoming her, embodying her, moving as her, feeling her frequency. Like I said, strategy, it will grow your business, but it's your identity that's going to bring in the wealth. And this is where legacy begins. This is your starting point. So just as I wrap up, Amy has kindly allowed the speakers of this wonderful summit to share an offer, and I have an invitation for you. We played with frequency a little bit today. I told you about the shadow part of money, that scarcity frequency, that scarcity identity. I want to invite you to continue this work with me. I have an offer that you can see me talk about on my Instagram. I want you to come hang out on Instagram. You'll find me at the House of Alpha. Amy may well be popping a link in the chat. If not, you can get them when I'll share them somewhere. They'll be somewhere. I'm sure she'll put them somewhere. When you come over to my Instagram, you'll see me talk about the Money Darkroom. The Money Darkroom is a 90-minute experience, fully immersive masterclass where you meet your shadow. It's where you see everything inside it, the shame, the fear, the resentment, the guilt, the beliefs that are holding you back from fully embodying your wealth identity. In the dark room, we go through an experience of shining the light into the shadow and burn down what blocks your wealth. Thank you, Amy. If you could actually pop in the link to Money Darkroom as well, that'd be great. You will really venture into fully burning those labels, just like what you did today, but fully, not just scratching the surface. The Money Darkroom, this 90-minute fully immersive experience that you will have lifetime access to, is £55 to attend. But if you DM me after this session and say that you've joined and you've come from the Summer Summit, have a little bonus for you as well. A close proximity bonus. Me and you. That's all I'm going to say. Something that's not available for anything near £55, but a bonus. So ladies, I am Kirsty Kayn. It's been my absolute honour to impact your life here today. Let the words that I have coded you with today settle and take up space within your body. I will see you in my DMs, or I will see you at some point on social media somewhere. I have absolutely loved hosting this for you today and kicking off our summer summit put together by my gorgeous, gorgeous client, Amy Irons.
Oh my gosh, Queen! I, for context for everyone watching this live at our Summer Summit or on the Summer Summit playlist, as you access all of our keynotes and session speakers on replay, just want to extend a massive thank you to Kirsty, not just for sharing her time, but for truly embodying what we're doing here at the summit, which is sharing your energy and your authentic frequency. And I think I will not be the only one who teared up when you spoke about those moments in your journey, like post divorce, and even just those early days of big life changes, right? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be, becoming an independent parent or, a breakup or something like that. There are so many, I think, ways that we can relate to that feeling of being in the basement of rock bottom and being like, well, what is next for me? And I think the whole essence of the Summer Summit and Beyond Enough is to really demonstrate women are ready not just to survive, but to thrive and to find their unique wealth identity, to code themselves to their own authentic version of success. And I think not only does your work demonstrate that beautifully, your story does. And I think the way that you've shared that and the way that you continue to share that so openly and vulnerably is the reason why you're so successful. Because you are so, I think, now coded to that authentic frequency and to stepping up and being that inspiration for women and saying, here's the fucking messy middle. This is
Mhm.
what it looked like, but you don't have to stay there. Here's something beyond that, and here's how we start to create that sustainable wealth, not just around us, but within us. And I think you do that so well. And it's such an honor to have you here and to open up the summit with something so powerful. I definitely teared up at those activations. That second one for me, wow. So again, I just want to extend a massive thank you and so honored to have you here and sharing all that you are for today's summit.
Honestly, I appreciate you so damn much. I just want to say, just for the purpose of the recording, that second activation was done to Hans Zimmer, the composer, a track that he actually created for Gladiator. It's called Now We Are Free. So go and listen to that on Spotify if you want to tune back into that. Um, that's what that is. If you want me to type out a transcript for the actual activations, you can just let me know and I'll pop that over to you guys. But it's been an absolute pleasure kicking this off for you. And for everyone, I'm so incredibly honored and so damn proud of you as well.
Oh, what a way to kick off, by the way. Yay! Amazing. And thank you to everyone who has joined us live. And thank you to everyone watching this on replay on the Summer Summit playlist. We are so honored that you have chosen to tune in with us. And stay tuned because there are even more keynotes, even more session speakers um, to come. And each and every woman has something really special to share with you. And thank you again to Kirsty for kicking us off. She's the wealth queen. She is here to help you make money. And that, I think, is just so special. We've got Azaria next, and we'll speak to you all very soon.